Hello, everyone. As you all heard, last Thursday, Disney announced a deal that they would be buying most of 21st Century Fox. Why is it that you ask? Well, I'm here to break it down for you on this edition of Wrestling with Green Pinstripes. And of course, it will be in the form of a PowerPoint presentation. Yes, you heard it, PowerPoint presentation. So, what's the deal? Well, the deal is that the Walt Disney Company is acquiring most of 21st Century Fox Incorporated for $52.4 billion in stock. Disney announced this morning Fox will spin off and retain some of its properties, including Fox News, but Disney would own Fox's substantial film and TV empires, and that was from last Thursday from ABC News. So, that's what it says in a nutshell right here, that Disney will be acquiring most of 21st Century Fox Incorporated for $52.4 billion. And now let's talk about the current properties of Disney and Fox, respectively. So let's first go to Disney. Here are the current Walt Disney Company owned properties. And as you can tell, Disney owns a lot of them. From its TV channels such as ESPN, ABC, Freeform, as well as the Disney channels around the world. Several theme parks, in addition to their cruise lines. And of course, the Disney film lot, which includes Walt Disney Studio Motion Pictures, Marvel Studios, Lucasfilm, Touchstone, Disney Nature, as well as Pixar. They used to own Miramax back in the day, but we're not going to go there. As for the 21st Century Fox-owned properties, they are the film studios and TV production of 20th Century Fox, as well as their sub-brands like Fox Searchlight, Fox Star, and whatnot. And in addition to Blue Sky Studios, which is the one that produced Ice Age. And of course, their cable network programming that 21st Century Fox currently owns are Nat Geo, Fox Sports 1, Fox Business, Mundo Fox, Star, Fox International Channels, Big Ten Network, the Fox Sports Networks, Fox Deportes, yes, in a equity, which they own majority stock. The minority stock goes to the New York Yankees, Fox News Channel, Fox Networks, and the FX Networks. In addition to the Fox Network itself, as well as the My Network TV stations, and including the direct broadcast service of Sky. So here are the properties that Disney will acquire from Fox. 20th Century Fox film and television properties, Blue Sky Studios, the FX networks, Fox Sports regional networks. The key is regional. A majority of National Geographic, Sky, all of the Star channels in the eastern part of the world, such as India. So for those Indian viewers who watch Star Plus or Star Bharat, you will see that it will be owned by Disney pretty soon. They'll also get a majority stake in Hulu, as it was already a joint venture between Disney, Fox, NBC, and Warner Brothers. So once the Disney Fox deal becomes official, Disney will own majority stake of Hulu, while NBC Universal and Warner Brothers would have a minority stake of it. Fox Life and Fox Networks Group. Now keep in mind, Fox Networks Group is the Fox channels that are outside of the US, not in North America. That is the key right there. And now to go even further, to talk about the Fox Sports Networks, because this is a sports podcast. Here's what's to expect from the Fox Sports Networks, as sourced by ESPN's Arash Markazi. Disney will own all of these Fox Sports regional channels from from all these listed here, including the Yes Network, which is based in New York, as well as Fox Sports West Prime Ticket. Now, would it be still under the Fox brand, or would it go to the ESPN brand? That's going to be a decision that will be made once the deal is official. And we'll see whether some will stay with the Fox or some will go to ESPN. But my guess is that the ESPN owned and operated radio stations would probably use the ESPN in addition to city name on those regional sports networks. But Yes Network would not be renamed. It will still be renamed the Yes Network due to the fact that the Yankees own minority stake of it. In addition to the domestic regional sports networks, Disney will acquire the international side of sports, such as Sky Sports, which already broadcasts a lot of the Premier League and many soccer leagues, in addition to Star Sports in India, which already broadcasts Indian Premier League as well as many cricket leagues, and of course the Fox Deportes in Latin America. Fox Deportes in Latin America. And I'll get to that shortly, why I'm putting the emphasis on Latin America. And to keep in mind that they will acquire Sky Sports if 21st Century Fox plans to get the 61% stake in Sky that it does not own right now. So that is to be determined regarding Sky Sports. Now here is what's not going to be acquired by the Disney Fox deal. The Fox Channel, My Network TV, Fox News, Fox Business, owned and operated Fox TV affiliates, the Fox Sports brand, the Big Ten Network, Fox Deportes in the United States, the Fox Deportes channel in the United States, FS1, FS2, Fox Soccer Plus, and the Fox Studios lot. But there will be a catch where Disney will be paying rent to the Fox Studios lot, despite the fact that Fox... here's how it would go. Fox Studios will remain with Fox, but Disney will be the ones using the property to pay the rent. So that means that Disney will acquire production rights to shows such as Modern Family, Futurama, The Simpsons, and yes, even Family Guy.
Uh-oh!
So the question is, why is it happening? Well, it's very possible that 21st Century Fox has increasing debt and possibly needs someone to bail them out without having to resort to filing bankruptcy. Companies such as Sony and Comcast were also looking to buy assets from Fox. During this phase, Fox likely wanted to focus more on the TV business, such as news and sports, while Disney, on the other hand, wants to increase their entertainment value. My guess is that Marvel played a big role in this, since Disney was the frontrunner to push for Fox acquiring assets, since Fox currently owns the distribution rights to Deadpool, X-Men, and Fantastic Four. Now, who does this benefit? Marvel Studios, obviously, because they're going to gain access to film rights of Deadpool, X-Men, and Fantastic Four. Lucasfilm, because they will have full distribution rights to Star Wars, including Episode 4, which is pretty complex. From what I heard, that Episode 4 is owned by Fox, but the remaining films are owned by Lucasfilms. It's hard for me to explain right now. I will probably explain it in another video. Disney, because it's all about the Benjamins. Bob Iger, because he's expected to get a hefty bonus whether or not this Disney-Fox deal will go through as proposed. And the Murdochs, because they'll also get some benefits as well. Now, how does this benefit the consumers? Well, as you could tell, Marvel comic book fans will finally get to see X-Men and Fantastic Four cross over with the Avengers. Star Wars fans could likely see the 20th Century Fox fanfare in future films again, but we'll see how everything turns out. And of course, more costumes for kids at the Disney shop. I mean, as you already could tell, that the Disney store has Thor, Spider-Man, Iron Man costumes already there, but wouldn't it be great to have Wolverine costumes at the Disney store? I would say so if I had kids. Now, when does this become official? It will become official upon the approval from the European Commission and the U.S. Department of Justice. That's going to be like when it will be official. Now, keep in mind, this is a horizontal merger, which means there's going to be more scrutiny and criticism as opposed to a vertical merger. Now, as you could tell recently, the AT&T and Time Warner deal is a vertical merger because AT&T is a telecom company while Time Warner is an entertainment company. So it's pretty much combining entertainment with the telecom, and AT&T already owns DirecTV. So they got the satellite property, they got the cell phone, the landline, whatever you name it. But then again, like the U.S. Department of Justice blocked the AT&T Time Warner merger from officially being successful. My guess is political reasons, and you already know why. So the horizontal merger is probably going to take much longer than that. So my guess is that it will probably be official maybe in late 2018, could be late 2019, depending on what happens, because there is a possibility that the Department of Justice or the European Commission might ask Disney to sell some stock of their TV channels, give a little bit back to Fox, and Disney could keep a majority of it. For, let's say, the regional sports channels, some of it could remain with Fox, some of it could remain with Disney. That's a pretty given possibility. And the FX network, some of it could remain with Fox, and most of it could remain with Disney. But I am rambling on forward, so let's move on to the next slide. So where do they go from here? Well, as of now, the Disney and Fox brands will be business as usual until it's approved from both commissions in Europe and the United States. And Fox will distribute their films under their respective brands until a certain point. Who knows? The Fox brand could go under. The Fox brand could stay. If I were them, I'd keep the Fox brand, because there are going to be films that are going to be rated R, so you're better off keeping the Fox brand for other reasons. And of course, there's going to be a possible streaming service with a massive Disney and Fox library to go along with that. So who are the winners of this Disney Fox deal? Obviously the Walt Disney Company. Marvel, because they're going to have most of their film rights, because you could possibly see the Avengers cross over with the X-Men in a future film. We'll see what happens. And of course James Murdoch, because right now, Bob Iger will be the CEO and chair of Disney until 2021. That's expected. Maybe he might stay longer, but James Murdoch will definitely play a role in an executive role in some capacity. Maybe he could be succeeding Bob Iger. I personally would not recommend that. I would probably go in-house from Disney prior to the deal, so that's my opinion. Now, the losers of the deal. The biggest one is Netflix. Because prior to the Disney-Fox deal, Disney announced they would be pulling their films from Netflix to start their own streaming service in 2019. And with the Fox deal, it's definitely going to land a bigger blow to Netflix, as they're going to be left with films from other studios such as Paramount, Universal, Warner Brothers, and many other studios that are independent, as well as their own in-house productions. However, I am hoping that Disney doesn't burn their bridges with Netflix, because it's hard to say whether Disney is going to succeed in their own streaming service. Because if it does well, great. And if it doesn't do so well, maybe Disney and Netflix will talk again, and maybe Disney and Fox films will be part of Netflix again. That's a big possibility. Now, another loss is potential layoffs, since a deal that big could end up laying off thousands of employees from either end of the spectrum. It's definitely a possibility with the Disney-Fox deal. And one final loss is the possibility of monopolies and lack of competition, which means that Disney could get stale, but I wouldn't worry too much about that, because under Bob Iger, Marvel and Lucasfilms have been doing pretty well, because Bob Iger is pretty much a macro manager, not a micro manager. He's pretty much allowing Marvel and Lucasfilms to do their own things. Now, there's going to be a lot of complicated things to talk about regarding the theme parks of Disney. Now, as you can tell, Universal Studios theme park rides own the rights to select Marvel characters such as Spider-Man, X-Men, Hulk, Fantastic Four, and Doctor Doom in Orlando. In addition, there is a Spider-Man theme park ride in Japan. The Simpsons are featured in all of the Universal theme park rides in North America, in Orlando and Hollywood. I know that Star Wars is also featured in Legoland, but that's not too much of an issue, since Star Wars theme park rides are in Disney parks in the States, and I believe also out of the States as well. And plus, George Lucas did sign a deal way back in the day before selling off Lucasfilm to Disney, that to have Indiana Jones part of the Disney parks, as well as the theme park ride Star Tours. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. However, there are loopholes, as Disney can use Marvel characters fully outside of Orlando and Japan, as well as partial use in those parks itself that don't include the characters that are already in Universal. So they could use Guardians of the Galaxy in Walt Disney World. But I don't think they would be saying Marvel, because of the fact that Universal Orlando has an ironclad contract with the Marvel name. In addition, The Simpsons could be used in Disney parks such as Paris, Tokyo, Hong Kong, and Shanghai. But it would also be a little bit strange too, because of the fact that The Simpsons has been using crass humor for almost all their existence, and the fact that they've taken shots at Disney several times, and now The Simpsons are going to be under Disney if the deal goes through. That's going to be pretty strange. And now it's time for some fun fact trivia from my end of the spectrum. As you all heard, that Disney will be acquiring a lot of film properties. And if the Disney-Fox deal is officially approved, they will also get worldwide distribution film rights to Dragon Ball Z. That is right, they will get worldwide distribution film rights to Dragon Ball Z. However, there is a catch, and here's the catch from Geekdom 101 from his Twitter account. Here's what he says. Just to clarify, despite buying Fox, which has distribution rights, Disney cannot produce a Dragon Ball film, live action nor animated, without the consent of Toei and Bird Studios. The character rights belong to them only. Do not get confused about this. The character rights belong to Toriyama above everyone. Toriyama and Bird Studios is the tippy top dog. Disney and Fox would have to talk to him and Toei. Now, here's what I would do if I were Disney. First, I would extend an olive branch to Toriyama, Toei, and Funimation, which means that, I know that Bob Iger is a good businessman, so I'm hoping that if this deal goes through, I'm hoping Bob Iger would talk to Akira Toriyama, Toei, and Funimation about, working together. And maybe, give some distribution rights to Sony. And the reason why is because of the stocks. Now, as you could tell, that Sony owns 95% of Funimation, 5% is remaining with Gen Fukunaga, and they own a 1.86% stock of Toei Animation. So maybe they could give some distribution rights to Sony, where for the films, the future films, maybe they could split the distribution, where Sony could distribute it in one part of the world and Disney could distribute it on the other part of the world. But that's just my thinking. Maybe the distribution rights would not happen. But if I were Disney, I would definitely extend an olive branch to Toriyama, Toei, and Funimation. It would definitely be an interesting conference call between Bob Iger, Akira Toriyama, Toei, and Funimation. That's all I could say. Now, as regarding the WWE and UFC TV deals, as you could tell, both WWE and UFC's respective TV deals are set to expire. UFC will likely have to negotiate hard to stay with Fox Sports, because now with the Disney Fox deal, UFC will have to see whether they're going to stay with Fox or maybe go to Disney, who knows. But I got a feeling regarding the WWE that they'll likely stay with NBC Universal, unless given a crazy offer from Disney. I mean, you may never know. There could be a possibility that Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live could end up airing on the FX channel. There's a possibility. I'm not giving any ideas, but there's a possibility. You gotta understand that. There is a possibility. You never say never in professional wrestling or in life. That's how I would say it. And of course, regarding WWE Studios films, there is a possibility that Disney could distribute some of their films, because I noticed in the past that Fox has distributed some of films from WWE Studios. So in the future, there is a possibility that Disney could distribute WWE Studios films, and I mean, that could be a good idea, because I noticed that has struggled with putting a animated film with Warner Brothers in the past. Maybe they might strike magic with Disney. Who knows? Anything is possible. Anything is possible. So, to wrap it all up, there's a lot of advantages and disadvantages. All we could do is hope for the best and use your imagination. I mean, just to think of the positives. Don't think too much of the negatives. Think positive. You gotta have positive thinking in life. Now, here are the sources of where I got my information. I will put these links in the description below in the video. And don't forget to subscribe for more great content. I'll see you next time.